Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Yeah, it's great to see so many of you here, and I'd just like to start by welcoming you all to the Moby Dick 7.13 release. It's an eagerly awaited release, and it's the second part of our cloud solution, really. So, Matthias, why don't you start us off with a brief explanation of what we're going to do?
We will see all the features of Moby Dick 7.13, which are not many, to be honest.
It's more under the hood this time around, yeah.
And with our brand new cloud stack,
Yep.
which is for partners to start their own cloud business.
Yep.
And with our cloud solution, which is for end customers
to
use it.
Moby Dick 7.13 is not just about the cloud solution. There are some other bits and pieces like more interoperability as well.
Yes.
Okay, so where are we going to start off?
With the explanation where you can ask some questions.
Okay, that's a good point, actually, yes. So you're looking at the screen, and if you're in full screen, leave full screen now. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the section for your name and where you can post questions. And at the end of this keynote session, we are going to go through all your questions and so on and so on. And so that's basically the process. What we're going to do is going to do an introduction, a live demo, and then Q&A session. So Matthias, take it away.
Yes, and ask the questions anytime you like.
Yeah.
Don't keep them for the QA section.
Yeah, just write them down straight away, otherwise you might forget
what you wanted to ask.
Yeah.
So just put them in there.
Yeah, go for it.
First thing we changed in Moby Dick 7.13 is we have a new vendor which we support of IP SIP phones, which is OpenStage. And as far as I know, OptiPoint, they have another name for it.
Yeah.
We can guarantee that we support OpenStage 15 and 40.
Okay.
And some other. But we tested 15 and 40. Why? Because they are very often used with UniFi installations. And if you want to get rid of your UniFi installation, maybe.
Yeah.
You have a lot of phones.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
you can reuse them now.
Yeah, a lot of our partners actually did request this feature, that we started supporting the OpenStage, and we took the devices that they have deployed, or the main devices they've deployed, which is the 15 and 14.
So we don't recommend to buy new OpenStage phones for sure, but if you have them, you can reuse them, because I think there are other vendors which have more things included from the price.
But if you want to get maximum return on investment from your current telephones, then you can keep them with Moby Dick.
True. So that's the reason why.
Okay, fair enough.
That's it already.
Okay. So moving on. The next thing that we've got is about phone provisioning. Matthias, what have we done? We alluded to it in Moby Dick 7.12, but what have we done further this time around?
Yes, so we made it more comfortable for administrators. We had a kind of grid editor, something like this. And it was relatively ugly to maintain. If you have several installations of Moby Dick and you made a beautiful template, then you had to put each and every value into the other Moby Dick. Now you can copy the whole file, you can make diffs of the files, you can compare stuff. You have a kind of programming language which is underneath, so you can make decisions in the templating engine now.
That's quite handy.
Yes, that's handy, but it's for administrators that it's only interesting if you know our system already, because otherwise maybe you just think that's normal.
Or it could also be true if you've got, for example, a load of Ulinx NOM or whatever devices out there, and you want to bring them into Moby Dick environment much more quickly, then this is the way to do it, because you can provision a lot of devices with the same settings at once.
Yes, but you could already.
But it's more friendly this way.
It's easy now.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
You could, from the beginning of Moby Dick, from version 1.0, you could provision SNOM phones. So
this is true.
This is nothing new, but it's more comfortable and
admin friendly and saves time.
Admin friendly, and have a look at it. It's better now.
Okay, fair enough. So the next thing that we've got is a new update channel. Those of you who are experienced with Moby Dick already, you'll know that we've currently got the current, which is all the latest features and so on, and we have a stable version. But with Moby Dick 7.13, we're also introducing LTS, long-term support version, which is going to be the Moby Dick 7.11.
Now it's the Moby Dick 7.11. Yeah. Moby Dick 7.11 is already out there for 1 year. We will support it for another year, so LTS is 2 years of support.
Okay.
Then you have to go to the next version, which is LTS then. Normally our upgrades are not that complicated, but in bigger call center environments, they don't want to update every half a year, every
They want to do it less regularly because, of course, they need to have the continuity of service.
So we had the LTS version before, but now it's public and everybody can use it.
Okay.
You can change it in My Passcom if you like. You can maintain your update channel in My Passcom if you have an account. If not, create one and maintain your update channel.
Yeah.
This goes not for the community users for sure. Community users stick to the current version because we want to test the latest stuff.
Of course, yeah.
Version.
So every time we have a new feature, we need your feedback. So use the community version and give it to us. So on to the main topic of the 7.13 release, Moby Dick Cloud. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory, Matthias, but tell us all about it. What have we done that's different? Well, how have we moved on from the last release in Moby Dick 7.12?
Yes. We have now a product which is called Cloud Stack. It's an out-of-the-box cloud product. You can download it as a partner and create and start your own cloud business. So I think this is very unique in the market. So you can have a cloud product, you can resell a cloud product normally, but you can own the technology, what you can with the Moby Dick Cloud Stack. This goes for partners, and because this is our official keynote, we will talk about our own cloud product. So we also provide a cloud product, which is based on the Cloud Stack. But if you're a partner, and you missed the partner keynote, which was, I think, 1 or 2 weeks before.
It was 1 week ago, yeah.
1 week ago. Then there you have it. You can join us and you can create your own cloud service. But now we will explain what we offer as cloud service that you can use.
Okay. So in terms of what we offer, we have obviously taken the cloud stack that we've developed and we've put it into our own data center. What does that mean for the end customer?
You can see it here on the slide. We have a service which is called mobydick.cloud. So really, we register cloud domain. So
okay, fair enough.
Very, very nice mobydick.cloud domain. And you use the service in mobydick.cloud. There you register all your phones, your clients, your stuff. And you do all of that with SSL TLS encryption only.
Okay.
So it's really secure. You have only one thing to remember. This is mobydick.cloud / your company name. Then you can access the system. You will see this in a minute. And SSL TLS encryption ensures that you're safe anytime. So if you connect through the mobile network from a hotel, from your home office, from the office, does not matter. You don't have to care about infrastructure, but we have all the details. Yeah,
it's quite handy for any company that's got a lot of sales teams or road warriors or whatever.
For every company which don't want to care about infrastructure or IT setup or something.
Okay, fair enough. So that brings us on to sort of a benefit about what the cloud stack means. But before we go there, we're going to go into the actual, what it looks like for the end customer point of view. As Matthias alluded to, it's simply mobydick.cloud and then / your company name, or a memorable instance name, shall we say.
Yes.
Normally it would be your company.
Yes, your company would make sense, but you can choose maybe your cat's name, your dog's name.
If you really want to.
If you're British, then maybe you choose your dog's name.
I really wouldn't, but if you want to, you can do that. And that will provide you with complete access to the Moby Dick UI, so you can customize your system as much as you want.
Yes. Cool. So the full access, and this is the first point which is true for our service. You have really the full access to your own instance. And that's something, we will explain it on another slide in more detail, but that's something really unique.
It is very unique.
So you have the protection, but your own instance, and that's unique. Okay. But this is how you access it. Just type in there mobydick.cloud / your alias company name something. And
then you can start telephoning.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Maybe.
We hope. No, you can. And so, I mean, what's next there? I mean, we've got what it looks like here. All the clients are now compatible with, Moby Dick Cloud ready. And that also is true for the TAPI, so that if you're using any of the TAPI tools and so on, you can still continue to use them.
Yes, so if you know already Moby Dick and you know already our clients, you just download them as you did before. And the only difference is that after the username, after the @sign, you add your instance name, which is your company or alias, I don't know. And then you say connect to the Moby Dick server, mobydick.cloud.
Yep.
And that's it. And then the client starts securely your soft phone, which is integrated in the client.
Yep.
And you can start phoning with all the features. So it's really easy. Same goes for our mobile applications.
Yeah, we updated them recently.
Yes, just add the your instance name and you're in the game. And same goes for TAPI.
Okay.
So even if you want to use TAPI on site, you can do it with our cloud product.
Okay.
I think this is also relatively unique.
Yes, it is, yeah. And what are the core benefits of having a cloud solution? No more VPN infrastructure. So if you're fed up of having a complicated and perhaps costly VPN infrastructure, Moby Dick Cloud gets rid of it all for you. So Matthias, give us a bit more detail about what it actually does.
Normally you don't need VPN because you have a cloud, you have a cloud product, but is the cloud product really secure?
Yeah.
In our case, we secure every connection with SSL or TLS or both. Or encryption in common.
Yeah, so pretty
if you
secure.
would have VPN connection, then you would have a VPN tunnel with SSL encryption maybe, and then inside again with SSL encryption. So it just makes no sense.
You could sort of double wrap it, but you don't need to.
Yes, if you like.
Yeah, but you don't.
You don't have to. And this saves a lot of money and headache. Because VPN infrastructure is complicated. It is. And if you only need VPN because of telephony, then you just can forget about it. Maybe you need also VPN connections for terminal sessions or something like this.
Yeah.
Then you can think about using it also for telephony. But we experienced that many customers just start from scratch with the telephony and say, I don't want to build another VPN infrastructure.
Yeah, and one of the main benefits here is that obviously you can integrate all your remote locations, so satellite offices, home offices, and so on, much more simply and much more quickly, which will obviously is, from a customer's point of view, save your IT admin a lot of time and therefore money. So that's a good thing. And then the thing that it looks like is, because we've got everything encrypted and so on, we also offer encrypted provisioning. Matthias, tell me what that means.
That's a beautiful URL, isn't it?
It is very beautiful. Perhaps we should explain what's entailed.
No, it's just beautiful.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
How it works is we encrypt not only the data with HTTPS, but also the URL itself. It's encrypted. Why? Normally, you can read the MAC address or instance name of your PBX or your phone in the MAC address.
Yeah.
And if somebody can guess your instance name and your MAC address of your phone, then he can try to get the configuration out of the system. So in our case, it's completely encrypted, and the encryption is also a kind of authentication. So only if you know exactly this URL, which is that long with the key, then you get the data. So it's secure. Most of the cloud services just say, okay, you have a phone, log on to the web UI, type in all the data, and configure everything, and then you're ready. We said this is not a very good idea. Other people say you have to register the phone by the vendor, and then it asks the vendor, and then if the MAC address is registered at the vendor site, it makes a redirect of provisioning and stuff like this. And we said this is not our way.
It's also not as quick and beautiful as the way we do it.
So in our case, you just combine the PBX with the phone through that URL. You copy the URL out of Moby Dick, put it into the phone once, and then they are connected as long as you make a factory reset.
Okay.
So that's very easy, and we spend a lot of time in the secure provisioning system, and I think it's also relatively unique.
Yeah, I should imagine it's very unique amongst the hosted PBX vendors. And one of the good things about it, obviously, is, as Matthias said, security is these days very important, and not just for voice and data, but also for the provisioning of devices. So It's a good thing that we've done there. Next thing, I just mentioned that we also, and Matthias has said a lot about using TLS and so on, but what we've done is we've completely encrypted all the signaling and voice traffic. Matthias, in detail, what does that sort of mean for the end customer?
This does mean that not only your voice is encrypted, but also all the signaling. So your number, which is transferred over the internet, or it's transferred in the SIP signaling to whom you want to talk, stuff like this. So all of these information are encrypted. Why many cloud providers or SIP providers don't use this technology is because it's relatively hard to configure a device like a phone device to be compatible with SIP TLS SRTP.
Okay.
So because they want to have many end devices which they support, they reduce the security to make it easier to configure the phones.
Okay.
In our case, we don't need this because for the phones we support, we just have the secure provisioning, which does all the difficult settings for you. And we tested each and every model of the vendors we support with our cloud stack, and we're sure that it works. Okay. And you don't have to care about it, just go with the URL, then the auto provisioning makes its work, and then it's just ready. You will see it in the live demo part. Okay, good. So it's really easy. So this is why we can do this.
So no compromises whatsoever on security, and it's guaranteed, tried and tested.
Yes, that's what we try to achieve with this product. Good,
fair enough. So right, now the next thing, obviously if you're moving to a cloud solution, there is a question of the technology, communications technology you use. And our recommendation is to use all IP. And that's probably a good idea, considering that in many countries the older networks are going to be switched off soon anyway. So transitioning to the all IP network is perhaps a good idea. But what does that also mean?
This does mean that you should, or you don't have to use local gateways any longer for ISDN, for analog landlines, for stuff like this, GSM, I don't know. Just use one SIP trunk centralized in our product. You will see later you can choose from which provider you ever want. Okay. So this is also unique, but in a minute. And that's relatively easy because you just add a new SIP trunk to your Moby Dick because it's your instance. You just can do this, and then you're ready to go. Okay. And even the call signaling is relatively easy. So if you would have ISDN or analog landlines on site, then the call flow is like this: to the data center, back to your local gateway, then to the PSTN. And imagine your internet connection breaks down, then you have the gateway on site where you can receive calls, but it makes no sense because there is no PBX. On the other hand, if you have everything centralized and your internet connection breaks down, then you can do a rerouting inside of Moby Dick and maybe just include your mobiles. That's a standard feature of Moby Dick, that you can have mobile integration with the mobile hub, and then your mobile phones just work. Okay. Even with no internet connection. And you can use Moby Dick if you like. Moby Dick Cloud, it sounds crazy, but completely without internet connection. Because you can just create new devices, which are your mobile devices, rely on the mobile network, and just configure Moby Dick. For the configuration, for sure, you need internet, but not for the daily use. Okay, so there's a sort of an extra layer of redundancy there, ensuring business continuity. And it makes no sense if you have gateways on site, then it just makes no sense. Then you cannot profit from this setup.
So you can reduce your hardware maintenance and so on, saving you a bit of money and time. Cool, good. Which is basically what I've just said. Reducing hardware costs and maintenance costs. As Matthias just explained, you can keep your hardware and infrastructure costs to an absolute bare minimum by transitioning to the Moby Dick Cloud solution, which we've pretty much explained what the benefit of that is.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's move on. Now, this doesn't beg the question, what do we do with the analog devices? Now, Matthias, you have a pretty nifty answer for this.
Yes, buy a cheap ATA converter.
Not cheap, very competitively priced ATA converter.
Thank you.
And we've actually tried and tested one or two.
We have tested two, but only one worked because we need TLS SRTP, as I explained.
Okay.
And we need secure connections. And the one which worked was the ATA from Cisco. Sounds expensive, but
it's not.
It's not. It's about €50 or $50, something.
To be perfectly honest, that's for a one-off payment is not bad.
Yes, and you have 2 lines already, so you can connect 2 fax machines. So the only thing you should have on site is the ATA converter for your analog devices if you need.
Okay.
But 99% of the companies just want a fax machine.
Yeah.
It's sad, but true.
And in some scenarios, it's still a legal requirement that they have fax as opposed to email in some. Yeah, but let's not go there. But if you want more information about the converter, then just get in contact with our sales team.
Get in contact with our documentation, because
that's also
we documented it very, very well.
Yeah.
You can just see how it works.
Okay, fair enough.
We will see this in a minute.
Okay. One of the other benefits of cloud, and particularly the Moby Dick cloud, is that we do not restrict your choice of VoIP providers. And that's one of the main differentiators, unique selling points of Moby Dick, is that many hosted PBX providers say, okay, you take our PBX, but you're also taking the SIP trunk with it. And that has the disadvantage of tying you into perhaps a long-term contract with call tariffs that don't actually match your business model, because they may be more expensive to the territory where you want to be calling or whatever it may be.
Yes.
And we provide you with the choice to choose whichever provider best suits your business needs, really.
Yes, you can really plug in every SIP carrier you like, even Skype if you want to. You don't.
No.
You don't.
No.
You
But
don't.
any other SIP provider is fine.
SIP provider is fine, yes.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, okay. So the next thing that is also a very unique part of the Moby Dick cloud solution that we're providing is that, as it says here, features galore. Anybody who knows Moby Dick already will know that Moby Dick is a fully fledged unified communication solution and delivers a pretty advanced contact center, call center solution as well. And we're not restricting any of that.
Yes. So with other cloud providers, you have everything from I just get one SIP account and put it manually to the phone. This is the cheapest version for €1 per month.
Yeah.
I don't know, €2.
Could be.
You put it in there up to better solutions, but we have the auto provisioning, the full auto provisioning. We have own clients for each major platforms, full integration, contact center solutions with skill-based routing, up to, I don't know. So everything included in our license and or fee.
Basically, everything you can get for a Moby Dick on-site solution, you can also access in the cloud, which is a very, very unique thing. I mean, particularly with the clients. Not many hosted providers deliver clients for all the major platforms. And many of them actually offer it as additional modules on the hosted PBX.
So everything is included up to the setup.
Yeah.
You will see this
exactly
at the end of the presentation.
Fair enough. This one's technology. This one's definitely your remit. Your Moby Dick is your Moby Dick. Basically what that means is, because of our cloud stack, we use containerization, Linux containers. And every single Moby Dick customer of ours receives their own instance, and it's separated pretty much.
It's like premium web hosting.
Yeah.
You have your own machine with your own stuff, and you don't share one big installation with all the others.
Yeah.
What is the advantage, or why should you want that? So if you want to customize your Moby Dick installation, many of our partners and customers are doing this for years.
Yeah.
And they want to make their own asterisk scripts because they love asterisk and the freedom of asterisk. And then ask your cloud provider and say, I want to install an asterisk script. Then he says, oh my God, never,
no,
ever.
not gonna happen.
Because he has one big asterisk installation for his complete solution. And in a script, you can jump around wherever you want.
No.
So we say we have another security layer, which is the container.
Yep.
And in the container, there is a kind of Moby Dick. It's the same as you can install on site, but Moby Dick says hello world, and then it says, oh, I'm in a cloud stack, and then it just cuts down its network functionality and adapts to the container technology, technically spoken.
Yep.
And That's why it's very, very good for you because of the customizations, and you can stick to a version. You can say, I love Moby Dick 7.12, 7.13. 7.12 does not, cannot run in a zip stack. It was a bad example.
It was a very bad example.
7.13, I want to stick to it because I made some customizations to it with scripts, or I integrated it in my software, exactly that version. So for sure we keep APIs compatible to each other, but maybe you just want to stick at this version, then you can. All the other customers can move on. You can stick on that version. And I think this is very unique. Even if you are a partner and want to provide your own cloud-based solution with Moby Dick Cloud Stack, then this is a really unique and strong selling point.
Yeah. And the other really unique part of it, and you sort of touched on it, is by keeping your own version, is that if, say, for example, another customer who's using, I mean, it's on the same host, but if another customer on that host completely mucks up their instance, it's not going to have any impact on your instance whatsoever, which is pretty handy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. And same goes for premium web hosting. So if you know the concepts there, it's relatively comparable to our technology.
Okay. Now the next thing about our cloud solution, basically your data is going to be in extremely safe hands, so our hands.
Yes.
And it will never leave our hands. Because we are going to be hosting it in our data center, and it will be in accordance to German data protection in a TÜV certified.
That's hard for us, but good for the customers.
Yeah, it's very hard for us here, but great for you guys, and it will be certified by TÜV, TÜV, which means that you can be sure that your data will never leave our hands per se, and that it's safe and secure.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did a lot of audits and stuff like this too.
We've done special certifications and all sorts, just to make sure that this is what we say it is.
That we fulfill the law.
Yeah, exactly. And that basically means it's now time for the live demo. So Matthias, over to you.
Yes. Let's see if I can do this. First, I just go to my browser. And here I have a new customer, which is called Demo. So my instance name is Demo. I just go in there, mobydick.cloud/demo. You can try this also. It should work. But now it comes the secret. I log in there. First, I want to introduce you to the setup. I have several users, James and me, my brother, but this was only for the German keynote. And here we have 2 or 3 phones on the desk. This is the SNOM phone, which is just factory resetted. And this is our own network here. So this simulates your network at home, your network at the company, your network at, I don't know. Same goes for the Yearlink. So it's not connected directly to the Cloud Stack. The Cloud Stack is hosted in our data center, and here we have a separate network. First thing we do is how to integrate the phones now. So this is the web UI of the factory resetted SNOM, and this is the web UI of the factory resetted Yearlink. What we do now is create new devices. We do this now because it takes a while until they reboot and stuff, that you don't have to wait. We have already soft phones, so we could start phoning out of the box. I will show this in a minute. And now I add devices. First device I add is the Yearlink. The only thing I need to provide is the MAC address. You can find the MAC address of the Yearlink on the first page. Save. And then we add another one, which is the SNOM, which also provides the MAC address, not on the first page, but on the information page. Put it in there. And then we can add some users. Edit. Let's say you will use the SNOM phone. No, I will use the SNOM phone because it's next to me.
Okay.
And you will use the Yearlink. So now here we collect the jobs. I apply them. One will fail because it tries to reboot the phones and they are not connected yet. So this will fail, as you can see. But we can connect them now. I just edit both and say provisioning URLs. And then we get those secure URLs. We get 2 of them because you can have different security zones in our Moby Dick Cloud Stack setup. And we here at Pascom have 2 for layer 2 connected customers. If you don't understand that, just ignore it. And secure connection over the internet. So I need only the secure connection, which is this URL with the encrypted stuff here in HTTPS.
Yep.
I will copy this URL to the SNOM phone. Advanced update, delete the provisioning here, edit here, apply, reboot, and I am sure. Same for the Yearlink phone, which is here, settings, auto provisioning, URL, confirm, auto provision now, okay. So the phones are now restarting, and we could wait until they're up again. So it takes about 30 seconds or 40 seconds, I don't know. But what we will show you meanwhile is using the Moby Dick client. You can download the Moby Dick client from the login page of your Moby Dick instance. And then you just say my name, add the instance name, mobydick.cloud. Log in there. Same goes for James. Log in there. And here you can see we can only see each other. No other instances, no other users, and they're not reachable because we are together in a container.
Yes.
Sounds weird.
But there you have it.
Yes. Then you can just start a call using the soft phone immediately.
You have no
You can see
messages.
I can call my voicemail box, or I can call you, James, or I can call the outside world. So that's it basically already. You just add a zip trunk. You go to our trunk database, choose one, or make a custom trunk, and then you're ready to go. Now I could make outbound calls, inbound calls, call you, call the outside world, everything safe and encrypted, and from every place on the world I like. So it's really, really fast.
Considering how complicated the sort of introduction to this keynote was with all the technological advancements that we've made, that was very simple.
Yes, this is the goal.
Fair enough.
We have to explain how complicated it was for us to achieve this goal. Okay. Now the phones are restarted. Maybe we can have a close-up again of the phones. Here you can see my name now. It's completely provisioned. I did not touch it. Completely secure provisioned. Same goes for James' phone. And now we can try to make a call with the phone. I can choose, as you probably know on the screen, I want to use the SNOM phone now. And then I want to dial somewhere. And then it just makes a call. I have to pick up, and then James' phone is ringing. And here you could see one thing you should know. The phones are not reachable by the Cloud Stack because they're in the private network. And the Cloud Stack for sure cannot connect to your private network and access your phone.
Okay.
So we have to call the phone, then you have to pick up, and then you can place the call. Not so for Yearlink, because Yearlink can do this by SIP. So we just send a SIP message like an incoming call, and then it can be remote controlled. But this will also be possible for SNOM in the near future. Okay. So if you know Moby Dick, it feels like it's Moby Dick on site. You cannot see the difference with all the fancy remote control stuff we have. And and
of course, it's also not the having to call the phone first and then picking up is also not true for our soft phone.
Yes.
Which for any remote workers is very important.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But I just wanted to point out how this works.
Okay, fair enough.
This is everything. The rest is like Moby Dick was and is and will be. So,
and if you don't know what that is, then go down to the community, download it and try it.
Yes. What I want to show is what we did about the documentation. So the homepage changed. You can download, since today, you can download the Moby Dick Cloud Stack. If you want to try to be a hoster.
Yeah.
Just download it and call us for a CSP partnership. Otherwise, you can have a look at the documentation, which is not available in English for now, but
no, but it's coming very, very soon.
Next few days.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Yes, and there you can read about the different phone types we support and the different cloud stack compatibility they have. Yeah. Even about the ATA converter, how this works and stuff like this. So give it a try. Yeah. Call us. Do something.
Yeah, I mean, basically, whatever you guys, if you're interested in our cloud solution, you can go to our webpage, and under products, there is a new section for Moby Dick Cloud, and you can get some further information about the cloud solution there. And also, we've got a bit more information to give you now, which Matthias is going to show you.
Okay, pricing.
Yeah.
We want 18 euros per user and month, but this includes everything. There is no additional module in something, and I don't know. And it includes, and which is unique, the setup. Yeah. So our support guys help you with the setup, not only if you have questions, but you say, I want to start, please help me, and then together you will do the installation. Yeah. I think this is very unique. Yeah. And for sure, including a support flat. Which is also very unique, and the support flat is for the full term of the contract. Yes, and by phone and remote support. Yes. In other cloud solutions, you can write an email. Maybe you can place a phone call, but nobody will help you with remote support. No. And this is all included there in a package which you can use. So if you think about all the additional benefits that we have, like for example, the freedom to choose your provider, ability to customize your machine, everything, 18 euros really isn't that bad, especially when you consider that there's 30 days free to try it first. True. And not enough. Yeah. We have also a special offer for existing customers which want to switch to our cloud offers. Yeah. Just call the sales team. Yeah, just get in contact with me and we'll talk you through our special offer that is purely for you guys who have been loyal customers over the years, and we will get you upgraded in the best possible way. There is one more thing to talk about. If you want to host Moby Dick yourself and you missed the partner webinar last week, we have some extra information. You can become a cloud service provider partner today. If you sign up today, you can get your 50 user starter kit, and you will also benefit from support flat that the customers benefit from, and you will be able to get going with your own cloud business, add it to, if you've got a data center, increase the return on investment on your data center, and so on and so on. That's pretty much it on that part of the keynote. So now we're going to go to the questions. So I've already noticed that a few of you have been asking questions, so I'm just going to quickly go through them. We've got a question here. Can non-partners try the Moby Dick Cloud Stack? Yes, they can.
Yeah, we've just seen that on our website.
Yes, maybe I explained it a little bit more in detail. You can download the Cloud Stack, and we have something which is called community license. Community license is also available for our on-site Moby Dick. Exactly. That means 3 users plus administrator. So you can try all scenarios like transferring calls and stuff like this, like call teams, call queues, fair queuing, skill-based routing, so enough users to try everything. And the same goes for the Cloud Stack. Yep. You can fire up 2 instances of Moby Dick, which are community licenses again. So you can play around with different instances and test everything. And you don't have to register, no nothing. You can just download it as usual. This is our philosophy behind the product. Just download it, start it, try it, and go to our community and ask questions. There is a special Cloud Stack section now in English and German. Just go in there, discuss with us. We're looking forward to it.
And if you want any further information, because obviously if you're downloading the Cloud Stack, you're probably considering becoming a cloud partner, just again, get in contact with our sales team and we'll be more than happy to advise you as best we can. Next up, we've got how can I migrate my existing Moby Dick to the Moby Dick Cloud? So this is obviously a...
That's not possible. It is, and it's relatively easy because we included the whole database backup and restore mechanism to the cloud. So you go to your existing Moby Dick. Does not matter which version. That's a lie. It has to be Moby Dick 7. But Moby Dick 7 is out for 2.5, 3 years now.
Just before my time here, so over 3 years.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
So it has to be Moby Dick 7.
Okay.
And then you just make a database backup, which includes not only the database, but also your voice prompts, all the stuff you need. You can choose what you want to include, even voicemails, I think. Just have a look. And then you can use that backup, create a new Moby Dick instance, and then you can just upload the backup again. It just throws away everything which is not needed in the cloud stack, like network settings, like mail settings, I don't know, stuff like this. You just not need it in the cloud setup. And then it migrates it from the version you have to at least Moby Dick 7.13.
Okay. And
that's it.
Okay. So if, as an existing customer, you've probably done a backup before, and you may have done a reset. So the process is fairly similar, obviously just switching from on-premise to the cloud solution. Next up, this one's an interesting one. Emergency numbers. How can we guarantee that our customers can access the emergency numbers?
This is something which depends on the SIP provider. And that's great because we don't say we have one big trunk and everybody has to use it, and we have to consider about emergency numbers and stuff like this. So you register your SIP trunk in your country, and there you register your address,
your business address,
and then every emergency call uses the business address for signaling. So that's just no problem because of our technology.
Perfect, cool. And this is a question about the mobile app and how does it work with the cloud?
You start it, enter your name, and here we go. The only thing which is different is you have to add the @ in your instance name after your name.
But in terms, I think probably what they're asking for is there any extra features behind the mobile app in terms of communication technology? Is there a soft phone in there and so on, or how do they communicate?
Yes, for now there's no soft phone in our client because we use the GSM network because most of the people complain about the quality of soft phones. Even if it's the best soft phone, then it depends on the infrastructure you're using, the codecs you're using, stuff like this. GSM just every time works. So we make GSM integration also for our mobile hub. And we just use XMPP-S as communication, so secure XMPP. And that's where all the presence management is done and stuff like this. If you want to use a soft phone, I can recommend you the Soipa, which is a very good soft phone, and it's 100% compatible to the cloud stack.
Okay. Fair enough. Good. We've got another question here. Can Moby Dick 7.13 still be deployed in an on-premise or virtual solution, or is it only for the cloud?
It's the same thing.
It is exactly the same thing.
As I tried to explain before.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You start Moby Dick, it knows I'm in a cloud stack, it knows I'm in a virtual machine, and it knows I'm on hardware. What's new is that it now knows, hi, now I'm in a Linux container, and this is the whole difference.
Okay, fair enough. And then there's a question here that says, you alluded to the not using the ISDN and having no gateways on site, but can you still provision a gateway?
No, you can't.
Okay.
We said it makes no sense for us. Maybe our customers have a complete different opinion.
Yes.
Maybe, then please tell us. And then we will create provisioning for gateways again.
This is something that we're going to have to look at over time with feedback from customers if they still want to use them and so on.
This only goes for ISDN, GSM, FXO. FXS, it's easy and explained in our documentation. You only have to add a few things to the ATA converter, and then it's done.
And if you still want to use your analog devices,
in the German presentation, we had a question: if I have many lines on site and a long-lasting contract, maybe this is a problem, and then we can have something individual. But For now, we just say no, we don't provision gateways on site.
Okay, fair enough. Right then, let's see, just a quick refresh, see if there's any more questions. Another one? That's pretty much it for the questions so far, and we're in good time, so that's not bad. I think, Matthias, that pretty much means you've explained everything as clearly as possibly can be. So
maybe.
Maybe, we hope so. If you have any questions, just let us know by getting in contact via our community or on any social media platforms or whatever it may be, and we'll answer you as soon as possible. So that's it for the Moby Dick 7.13 release for now. Thanks very much for watching. Enjoy your evening, morning, good day at work, whatever it may be, depending on where you are. Thanks very much for watching. Until
Thank
then.
you.
Bye.
See you.